Hello Tabletop fans, it's Tabletop-Lenny again. First of all, I'm from Germany, so sorry for my stuttering English. And I want to show you my newest and more or less finished project which I made for the guys from Dark Age, which belong to the family of Cool Mini or not. And what you see is a foldable gaming table and gaming surface which consists in two separate pieces which you can set together to one transportable box. The whole set is named Red Mesa, and as I told you, it's for the game Dark Age, which is a post-apocalyptic game which is set up on the planet Samaria. And on this planet different factions fight about resources and about surviving in the post-apocalyptic world of Samaria. And you can play 3 different scenarios with this gaming table and terrain pieces, the set of terrain pieces that belong to this gaming table. And I will start with the first setup, which is entering the Red Mesa storage building. So, here you go with the Red Mesa storage building. As you can read here, it's Red Mesa. It consists of the main storage building. And then we get some additional terrain pieces. And first of all, there is a fencing, which you can place where you want. It's up to your fantasy how to use this terrain setup. And in the story of the rulebook about the newest faction core, which is a robotic faction, the different factions meet up at the Red Mesa complex, and the first contact happens in the storage building, because both factions, the core, the robotic factions, and the other humankind factions of the game Dark Age, want to get the resources in the storage building. And this storage building is a ruined storage building. And you can see here there is only one half is existing, and the second half is already transported away, perhaps by the core, to get resources, because they live like a robotic insectoid faction, and I think they just want to establish their society, and they want to grow, and they want to get bigger, and they want to be the most dangerous and most effective faction on the planet Samaria. And here you can see some of the parts which are very useful for all people and all folks on Samaria. You can see here are some tires which are very good to use for building a proper dune buggy, which is the most important vehicle in a post-apocalyptic setup. And then you get some propellers when it comes to building a plane or something like this, and on and on. And as you can see, the second half is just ruined or transported away, and to symbolize the second half, I built some ruined parts, some rubbish piles, which are made from the same material than the main storage building. And then you get some smaller terrain pieces like this and that, and the typical Red Mesa cactus, what you can use for coverage and just for gameplay, and to give the gaming table some additional details. So this is the first scenario which you can reenact with this set of terrain pieces, and is entering the Red Mesa storage building and the first contact with the core in the storage building. And what the faction that fight against the core in the storage building see when they come in, and what they see what is behind the storage building. That is the second scenario when it comes to the core Hive entry, where the core enters the Red Mesa complex to get the goods and the resources which are located in the old storage building. Now I want to show you the second scenario, the core Hive entry. And now we change the center pieces of the terrain. So, and here you go with the second centerpiece and the second scenario. This is not an accident, this is just made modular because it's easy for transporting and for packaging. It's just made with small magnets, so you can plug on and plug off the rock, and that is obviously very easy and better to handle. Then you, what you see is a centerpiece. You just can set the fences in a different style to show the people that you're at the end of the Red Mesa area or something like this. And the ruined parts of the storage building are just a little bit more away, because the survivors and the factions that came into the storage building just see this behind, and this is the entry to an underground complex, which where the core, the robots came from and entered the Red Mesa district. Here you can see this is a double-winged hatch door, something like a mining complex or a vault entry or something like this, and it leads to a platform of an elevator which leads down beyond the surface. And this is movable, so you can open and close the hatch doors. So just, and you can lock the hatch door too. Then you can open it, and the most brutal and most robotic faction in the game Dark Age came out and could secure the resources which are located on Red Mesa. This is made with magnets, that is symbolizing the opening mechanism. And then you can see here some wire, some electrification. That is because I installed a reddish lamp and a steam generator beyond the platform of the elevator, so you can shoot pictures of the miniatures which came out of a steamed and red lighted elevator, and that is a scenario, or that is an aesthetic aspect which is similar to films like Alien or something like this, and I think it's a spectacular way to shoot photos of the newest miniatures of the game Dark Age, the core. In addition to this main centerpiece, where the concrete road leads up to the entry of the core hive, there is a mixture of a rubbish pile and a dried out pond. Here is a warg boss just for scale. Here is a human Commander Scorcher, also just for scale. And this is a place where the core just placed some of the resources, some of the parts of the deconstruction of the storage building. And here you get, just for your aesthetic information, you get some dried out earth effects, and then you get a lot of parts of machines and concrete parts. Then you get the typical Red Mesa cactus, which is an aggressive cactus, and it looks like a normal cactus, but when you come close it gets in motion and it kills you, and it lives off the juices of your body. And in general, you can see when we use Commander Scorcher, there are many spots where you can place miniatures, even in difficult terrain. So here and here is a place, and then there's obviously the concrete road up, which is a little there where there's more space for vehicles or something like this, or bigger robots. Then you can place Commander Scorcher here, you can place her on this position, and there are many spots, so it's a very gameable surface. So this is the second scenario, which means that the folks that entered the storage building mentioned that the core came from this entrance, from this mining or vault entrance. And here is a showdown, perhaps the different factions fight about clothing or destroying this entrance. So it's the main piece, the centerpiece of the whole terrain setup, and it shows where the core came from, and they came from the underground, from a place beyond the surface, which is like a hive, an insect hive, insect robotic hive. So now I will show you the third possibility of the whole terrain project, which I built for the guys from Dark Age. And that is a more skirmish-like and mission objective-like gaming setup, and it's based on this emitter or this relay station. And I thought it's interesting for a faction, a robotic faction like Core, to reactivate a network, a computer network. And for other factions, it's obviously interesting to destroy it, because they don't want to get the core stronger and stronger and stronger. So this is the emitter, the relay station, where different factions can fight for and against it. And obviously you can use the main setup just for a normal skirmish game. And everything is modular, everything is replaceable, and you can have a lot of fun with this setup. A foldable gaming table and a terrain set, which is based on the story of the core rule book, which is named Red Mesa, the story Red Mesa. And I hope you like what you see. If you're interested in terrain, if you're a private person or if you're a company, get in touch with me. For more detailed information, more detailed pictures and description, check out my blogspot, Tabletop-Lenny, blogspot.com or .de. And I wish you a happy day, a happy night, or a happy evening, a happy afternoon, and in general, happy wargaming. And get in touch if you're a miniature painter, if you're a company, if you're just a gaming club and you need a nice gaming table for your folks. I love to build terrain, I'm a professional landscape architecture, and I would love to work something out with you. See you soon and happy wargaming!